First of all, let me try to shed some light on the movement, on the entity that is Hizb ut-Tahrir. We would like to reiterate that we, Hizb ut-Tahrir, are an entity that has for the last 28 years been trying tirelessly to bring the true face of Islam before the people of this country and this world. We are a non-political, social, religious, reformist movement. During this long journey of 28 years, there has not been a single incident of law break from any member involved with our organization, our movement. We work in complete compliance with the government of this country, and we work according to the framework provided by them. One of the major issues we deal with is the religious zealotry, overbearing attitude of the clergy class that has been bearing down very heavily, mostly on the women folk of this country. We find this all over the world. And also that this is one of the major reasons that women of our country are being held back. They are not being able to reach their potential, and they are not being able to get the rightful place in society. The religious clerics, the elders and mullahs of this religion, they often issue fatwas regarding women and saying that it is haram or forbidden for women to step out of their houses or to try and earn a living. At this point, we, Hizb ut-Tahrir, try to remind our women that why don't you look back in history? Why do you not look back in history to the time of our Messenger of Allah who brought this great faith for you? Did he try to curb you, or did he try to promote your rights? Did he try to hold you back, or did he try to bring you forward to your rightful place in society? We find that in his time, women from all over Arabia, from all over the society, they were given the rightful place. They found their places in mosques. They were the market controllers in the streets of Medina. They even fought at the battlefields with our Messenger of Allah himself. So now, 1400 years later, if we are told that we should not step out of our house, how logical is that? Do we find any logic in that? We say, no, we do not. We find that the Messenger of Allah made women folk participate in all congregational prayers. They were in charges of the hospital, and they fought for discussions in front of him also. Women they rose, they showed their mettle, they proved with their hard work, their honesty, and the good character of women, good character that women of Islam were at that time. We find that the Messenger of Allah created an atmosphere and a society that was so much comfortable for women to work in all aspects of social living. There is no record of any women being mistreated, humiliated, let alone being molested by any of their male counterparts. So this is what we call to. This is the Islam that our Messenger of Allah preached, he implemented in society, and this is what we call our society back to. But sadly, over the last centuries, over so many centuries, the religious schools, the madrasas, and different schools of thought, they have, deviated, they have moved away so far away from that they teach Islam, they teach the type of Islam that is so far removed from what the Messenger of Allah brought with him so many years ago. While we go about creating awareness among the people about the true face of Islam, a particular vested group that make their earning of living from this faith, they turn their wrath on us. They are a group that advocate very harshly that women are not allowed to work with other men, they are to stay within the confines of their four walls. They stress that their iman, their faith becomes spoiled, becomes tarnished if they go out of their houses. But in short, all the basic human rights, all the fundamental rights of women are being curbed in this manner. But they do not realize that time has not stood still. Time, technology, and society has moved on so far ahead that it is in this point we stand. We find it very difficult for any person, any family to sustain on the income generated by a man only. So we have to find that we see that women too have to join the workforce to supplement their income. This is one point that the mullahs, the clergy type, they have become stuck on, that they cannot find a right balance between how much leniency they can afford to women to work outside their houses, yet stay within the framework, within the guidelines provided by Allah in His Quran. At this point, when we, Hizb Tawheed, give them the proof that, look, this is the time, this was when Rasulullah was present among society. He did not bar women from working. He did not bar women from trying to earn a living. So why would you try to do that now? We find that this is the time then when they become angry on us, they become so much vehement that they have time and again tried to attack our women. They have time and again insulted our women on the streets. One such attack led to the murder of a female activist of our movement. We have time and again tried to take these things to the notice of the authorities, but sadly, after so many incidents, we find that we have not been awarded the quick and the just justice that we should have been given. No effective steps have yet been taken to bring the perpetrators to book. We call upon them, the government of our country, their agencies, all their intelligence agencies and the international human rights agencies that also work in our country and abroad. We call our attention to them that this is to learn about us, to know what we speak, what we want to achieve in this society, and then you find out that whether we are in the wrong or not, whether we have said anything that we should not have been doing. We call upon them that so many propaganda, so many lies and so many misinformation has been generated and propaganda turned against us, that from there it is very hard maybe to find out the truth. So please approach us. Do not believe what you hear. Ask us what the truth is, and we will most gladly be able to inform you that this is what we try to achieve in society. This is what our aim of Hizb Tawheed is. We are a movement that has been for the last 28 years been trying selflessly to bring people back within the folds of Islam. We are a totally non-political, religious, social-religious reformist movement. When we have to boast of one thing, that there has not been one incident that we accept any monetary gain or any monetary benefit from any person who is not actively related to us. Yet, our basic constitutional right to assembly, the right to our free speech, and the right to express our views have time and time been curbed and neglected by a handful of individuals who do not want to see Islam, who do not want to see Islam established, and who do not want to see women participate in all aspects of life. We want, our aim is a society that is based on scientific knowledge, that is cohesive, that is harmonious, that is beneficial for all. We liken our Islam to rain which is beneficial when it falls. It does not distinction. It makes no distinction whether you are a Muslim or a non-Muslim, or whether you are a rich or a poor person. We liken Islam to that, because Islam alone is that entity. Islam alone is that ideology that can bring people justice, that can bring people harmony, and that alone is able to eradicate all points of injustice and disharmony in society. I urge all to understand what we are trying to say, to learn from us that what our basic concept, our ideology is, so that there is no misconception about us. So that in the future, when we say that we want a future that is harmonious, a future that is beneficial for all mankind, not just for any particular sect of people. I thank you all for coming here, and inshallah we will see you all soon again. Allah Hafiz.